Hello and welcome to what I'm heartbroken to say is our last night here in Vienna. But before we go, there's a few things I want to show you. Vienna was the centerpiece to the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Habsburg dynasty. So because of that, there are a lot of beautiful palaces just kind of scattered across the city limits. Today we're going to see two of the most popular and well-known palaces and a few more landmarks before we officially say goodbye to Vienna. So right behind me is the beautiful Schönbrunn Palace, or the Schönbrunn Schloss in German. So this is where the Habsburgs had like their summer residence, and the property actually continues behind the palace with an enormous park and like their own pond and everything. So you've also probably noticed that I'm flying solo today. So basically we're going to visit one of my really close friends this weekend, and we don't want to do too much editing and those kind of things for the channel. So we're trying to work ahead and get as much done as we can. So we've been working all day long. It's our last day in Vienna, so I was hoping to get out a little bit. Unfortunately, I've just had to split up responsibilities. Sydney is back editing, and I'm trying to get as much of this as I can. I thought it would be at sunset too, but it's a cloudy day, so just not a lot working out. But let's see what we can find before they close in about 15 minutes now. So in this big open area right in front of the palace, this is actually where Vienna has one of its largest Christmas markets. So those traditional German and Austrian style Christmas markets, here in Vienna they have some of the biggest. So right here in this open area, as you can see, and they're actually getting ready for their Easter market, which should be coming up pretty soon. I think that's cool that they also have that, because Schönbrunn literally translates to pleasant spring. So for the Habsburgs, this was kind of like their spring and summer getaway, sort of. You know, it's still kind of in the city limits, but at least a little bit removed from the central part of the city. It would be very nice to come back for the Christmas market at some point. So I think I literally just made it. They close in about 10 minutes and I just got into the park. So let's take a little walk through the gardens. It is absolutely mind-blowing how big this property is. There's just, you know, endless kind of park space and gardens. And you can just kind of imagine when this was the property of the royal family, this is all kind of their little private area. And it really is pretty amazing. I'm glad I just kind of snuck in here at the end. Before I go, I'm going to circle around back to the other side of the palace to kind of check that out. But yeah, I mean, you could spend a couple hours here. There's a lot of little paths that kind of wind through here. I should also mention that you are able to go into the palace for, I believe it's about 28 euros. But, you know, if you were here in the summer, I almost think it's kind of better to just walk around outside, but I'm sure it's very cool inside. I don't want to knock it before I see it. I'm not gonna be able to see it because of the timing of everything, but yeah, I mean, there's plenty to see outside with absolutely no cost. Okay, so this is certainly the main event. There's no doubt about that. This very, very wide open courtyard with a fountain that way and like kind of a hill. And then you just see the yellow Baroque style of this amazing palace just kind of pops, even on, you know, a somewhat cloudy day. So definitely, if you're here, you have to come all the way around the palace to get to this spot from the outside road, but definitely recommend it because it is the most stunning part. I mean, this is so cool to me how it's literally just open to anyone. Anyone could come here for their daily walk or run or whatever, and it just feels like, you know, you're in the royal gardens of some very, very wealthy family, which for a long time, that's exactly what this was. So just very, very stunning everywhere you look. I love Baroque style architecture. I didn't really know much about it before coming to Central Europe, but it is all over the place here, especially in Vienna. I'm kind of sad that the fountains aren't on. That's something that we've run into a lot on this trip, just with the timing of everything. I'm sure they're probably going to come on within the next month or so, but we're just going to miss it. This whole area, wow. I'm so glad I was able to sneak this in. The pictures definitely don't do it justice. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. I really can't believe how beautiful it is. I was kind of just coming here because we were checking off all the things that we have to see. Oh, and I also forgot an important detail about, people are probably wondering, how come Sydney has to stay back and you get to go out? Well, Sydney's actually been here before. She did a study abroad semester in college and did a few days, I believe, in Vienna. So she's already seen this before. I have not seen it. That was part of the reasoning behind that. But I am going to head back to the underground and see if I can get to the next palace. Full disclosure on the next palace, it closes at 8 p.m. and it's now about 7:15. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it, especially since it's on the other side. Just in case I don't get into it, for anyone that's curious, it is called the Belvedere, and it's probably most famous for having like a really beautiful art museum with Van Gogh and a lot of other well-known artists having their work in there. But also, what I thought was kind of interesting was it was meant to be the residence, and was for a little bit, of Franz Ferdinand, who was the Archduke, and I'm sure that most people know that name because his assassination basically kick-started World War I, and that was eventually the fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, one of the largest human conflicts in world history, and so much of it was not specifically here, but definitely influenced by the powers that worked out of Vienna. And the Austro-Hungarian Empire obviously is no more, but a lot of this grandeur that we see in the city is because of that, because of the dominance of that empire for so long. There's this really pleasing natural ambiance of all the birds as well. And I think I'm kind of glad that I came at a time when no one's really here, because this is probably insanely crowded on a nice day with all the tourists coming to see it. But wow, I'm really glad I didn't miss this. I almost did. We're gonna be on a flight out of here tomorrow, and I very easily could have missed this experience, but highly, highly recommend if you are coming to Vienna. I'm just jealous of people that live in Vienna and can literally come here every day for a walk if they want to. I'm being passive-aggressively told to leave, but this is kind of interesting how I've barely scratched the surface here. I mean, there's a zoo, there's the rose garden, just a giant property. It's really, really stunning. Officially time to say farewell, Schönbrunn. If fate wills it so, I hope we meet again one day, but I'm gonna go try to catch the Belvedere before they close. Let's see if I can make it. Literally just had the gate close after I left. I think I was the very last person there. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, guys. Let's try though, let's try. So quite clearly did not make it over to Belvedere. As soon as I got off the subway, it was 8:01 and I still had about a 14-minute walk. So I just figured at that point I shouldn't go over there because I knew what they were going to tell me and didn't want to waste that time. The good news is that on the way there, I ran into the Karlskirche, which is one of the more famous churches here in Vienna. And I'm going to sign off here because it's just not the same without Sydney with me. But I do want to say, if you guys have made it to the end of this kind of haphazard video, It really means a lot to us that people have subscribed and liked and commented, and everyone that's engaged with the channel so far, because Sydney and I have come over here with quite literally everything we have. It just means a lot that people are already engaging. We weren't really sure what to expect when we went out to do something like this, but definitely wasn't expecting this many subscribers and this many views on some of our videos. Sydney and I also came over here with very little video creation experience, so we are quite literally learning on the fly. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to be ourselves and just have an enriching experience over here. And so far, it has been absolutely nothing but that. So we are so excited what has happened so far. We truly believe we're just getting started. Also, thank you to Vienna for a wonderful week. We've really enjoyed it here. This is a place that I've wanted to come for a very long time, and it definitely lived up to all of the hype. So if you are from Vienna and you've watched these videos, definitely let us know in the comment section. We said it in a video before, but just to reiterate, if we've missed anything besides the Belvedere, if there's anything that you want to see maybe next time we come, because we really enjoyed Vienna and Austria in general, and we would love to come back if we are able to do so. So I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for making it to the end of this kind of crazy video, and we will see you with my friend this weekend in a location that I'm not going to disclose yet, but my one hint to you is that it's north of here, and it's another city that I've been very excited to explore. See you there.